We are officially halfway through the day here, 3 hours into it. It's Dolson and Mifflin on the second and final set of this week here in the SPL. We got one more though, and that's Obey and Ghost Gaming. Not a first versus worst, but a second versus worst, I suppose. Ghost Gaming, a team 8-4 here, so certainly hasn't been without its struggles, but the overall trend of theirs has been upward. There were some moments where Benju was able to find some big knockups in the previous set as well. Ghost versus Obey. Game one, we'll kick it off with Finch.
Their slow immunity, their knockups, the crushing wave abilities to sort of kind of catch their opponents off guard is fine. Okay, getting aggressive around this Kukulkan transformation. Blue buff invades are in the cards for him as he makes his way over, and it looks like they were successful in stripping that away. They might get more, but Ducky still had enough mana for Lord of the Afterlife. He uses that ultimate to get back to safety, but now it's Mike's turn to get aggressive, and Sino never got to touch the ground. Driving Strike and knocked up, plus Crushing Wave equals first blood for Ghost.
For Twig to be able to come in, but that's the greatest example, not only of Ghost, but I think of where Twig can fit into this. The aggression playstyle, it just fits them.
Wow, I liked the idea there between Wolfie and Inbound. If Inbound hits that hammer, then Argus lands right onto Twig, but instead it's Mike getting aggressive, and Wolfie no longer has his bodyguard. Captain Twig gets the kill. Fear no evil, not supremely necessary there, but helps to lock down that kill, and now it's a red buff invade. Panda Cat's ultimate forces the beads out from Sino, who's on his merry way, has to use the bird to disengage. You said it to me in between the games that Ghosts like to play quick and aggressive, well, we're seeing that here.
I mean, this just fits everything that we've seen about them, but the Suns are getting dropped over here in duo, and it puts PBM in a point where he has to actually fall back.
Yeah, uses the Driving Strike to get out of the Suns. Panda Cat repositions thanks to the Bifrost, but Sanford Soccer ends up too low. Wowie gets the first kill on the board for Obey in this game, and they finally able to slow down some of this aggression from Ghost around that purple buff.
Like safety net in the event Sam doesn't do well, but I mean, he's almost up at the top. He's number 2 in terms of kills in the league, and I think we might see why here.
Yep, see how different things looks when the ultimates are there for Ghost. It's the ultimate from Panda Cat right into the Fear No Evil from Sam, and Inbound, there's really nothing he can do once he's inside that chain to make it out. So it's another purple buff invade for Ghost, and as you said, that jungle impact gonna be a big deal here as Final K uses the ultimate for CC immunity to get away from Argus. Crushing Wave drowns Ducky, but he's still swinging away. It just will not be enough damage. Final K gets some backup, and Ducky ends up falling, and they're looking for more. Polar Bear Mike nearly able to find the blink pull, but a little bit off the mark.
Hasn't been able to showcase anything good about this Wukong pick because he's always reacting to where Sam is. I mean, even right now, he's having to fall back because of PBM.
What? Mike is an absolute madman. Pull into the 2-man Driving Strike Boulder starts this fight off, so Obey are already on the back foot trying to clear out. Arcus has been used from Wolfie, and that does keep some members of Ghost zoned, but the only problem is that Ghosts don't get a kill off it, so they head to the Gold Fury instead to claim their prize, and Obey Alliance cannot hope to fight. This early game has been brought to you almost single-handedly courtesy of Polar Bear Mike. It feels like these guys are dogs chasing cars almost. They should be able to get the Tier 1 tower. Inbound on his own can't do enough to stop this pressure, and Mike looping around is enough to be able to lock him down. Driving Strike pulls him in. Underhand tactics for the leap, but Inbound has the ultimate, but he knows the second that he lands, they'll be waiting on him. They just have to decide which pull will be used. Sam for Soccer eventually gets the credit as Ghost take control 6-1.
Wolfie's been using it defensively. He hasn't been able to showcase the strength Era has.
Fear No Evil spreads this fight out. Boulder comes through as well for some additional damage. Good polymorph, but this is a 3v4 so far, and Ghost are on the bad end of it. Ducky gets the kill onto Mike, but with Inbound low, it will be support traded for support. Now Sino stuck in between everybody, or at least his decoy is at this point, as they turn around and get the kill onto Ducky. It's a 2-for-1 for Ghost when that fight started off kind of in favor of Obey, at least in terms of how many people were there.
Well, now they have to make the ever-important decision, right? And it's not just, oh, where can we gank, who can we look for to try and shut down? Now Fury's respawning in 15 seconds, which means in about 20, that Pyromancer's going to be back up, and they're getting pushed out.
Inbound trying to hold on to that Draconic Corruption, but had to use it at the tail end with Fine OK using that War Cry. It was enough to force him to transform and respond. So now he's displacing Ducky, Lord of the Afterlife. I don't think that's the direction that he wanted. Gets flattened by Captain Twig. Fino K gets the kill onto inbound as well. Fear No Evil nearly gets the turnaround onto Sino, who at the very least make sure that Captain Twig dies out of combat long enough to blink. But in the back line, his allies are falling. Sam gets that kill eventually onto Sino. Wolfie's beads. Too late to save his life as Ghost get the 4-for-1 trade.
Maybe a lot on his plate to try and stop this from happening, but everybody else is zoning over there in the right lane.
Yeah, they're just looking for what farm they can get. Maybe they can push as a way to trade while the only Fury goes down in favor of Ghost. They're now trying to see if they can win this 3v2, but Mike and Fino K are really tanky, and they have plenty of damage too. So Obey with 4 members now fully committing to the tier 2 tower dive, but so far, I don't know that it's working for them. They have locked down Fino K, but they can't find the last bit of damage, so he's able to survive. Meanwhile, look at left. The push from Ghost got the tier 2 tower there, and they're continuing to push. In fact, Ducky's gonna fall, and the counter collapse is on the way from Ghost.
Unless they have some miracle way to get back to the base, that Phoenix is looking like it might just disappear over there and left, and it's not gonna help the health bars. Captain Twig picks up inbound as they retreat. Depending on how Mike plays this one, he might even be able to find Sino.
And Twig's looping around, blinks forward looking for WoW. He does get hit by the ricochet, so he'll bite off a bit more than he can chew, but it was all in service of opening up the door for that left side Phoenix. Now Sam for Soccer picks up the mantle, drops down the Fear No Evil. Wolfie and Wowie both low, but still, Sam knows he has them completely zoned out at this point.
I mean, Wowie has no mana. All you have to do is burn through Wolfie, and he's going to be able to try, so it's just that awkward moment of Wolfie having just enough mana to try and get the kill back. You can't risk it too much.
It's obviously a play of desperation a bit, because this game is so far out of reach. 11,000 gold, 19.5 minutes in, and Ghost continue their clean play right on over to the Fire Giant. They've got that pulled. Inbound is nearby, but they can kill inbound in an instant if he's not careful. Fire Giant continues to burn. The Frenzy now pops, so Ghost clearly serious about trying to take this objective, but they're not alone here. Sino is lurking over the corner. He blinks in. Ghost secure the objective. Panda Cat gets out using the Bifrost, and now they can take the fight handily on the backside. Inbound is low as Argus comes through, but this is still all looking Ghost.
Oh, that's going to be a good push. Fear No Evil's going to be able to lock down Ducky as well, and they're going to be able to turn this collapse in, but it's a lot of low health bars for Ghost.
And Ducky is able to complete the task onto Captain Twig, so they find something. His second death here in a little while is a pretty big deal, but Ghost Gaming answer back with 2 quick kills of their own. Sino and Wolfie both gonna have to look at Grayscale for a bit as Panda Cat does some target practice. Here with inbound, Mike cuts it short by finding the kill. Wowie will split push over on the left-hand side, but he's got to regroup with the squad sooner rather than later. Sam stops the push while the rest of the boys take the tier 2 and run. Looks like a 4-1 split. Sam takes the weakened left side Phoenix and left. It can immediately come rejoin the squad under mid. So it's going to be a full-on 5-man here on the only Phoenix that Obey have left to defend. Fine, okay, times the transformation well and pushes in. Boulder Mike pushes Wolfie back towards the rest of the squad, and Captain Twig gets the first kill. Fine, okay, is low in the back, but he's regrouped with the squad enough, and he should be safe. That is the final Phoenix claimed by Ghost Gaming, but they want the bigger prize. They want the Titan as they start to surge further forward, and Obey too far behind. They're too weak. They all drown underneath the crushing wave as Fino K gets one more kill, and Sino might still be alive, but that just means he's going to have a great view of Ghost Gaming taking game number 1.
It was 23 minutes in game 1 for Ghost. Can they go back-to-back? Finch and Gore will let us know.
Thank God for Mifflin. My smooth brain almost missed the water synergy there as Mike is in trouble early. Obey Alliance gonna come roaring out of the gates with the first blood, and Mike apparently, even with the water synergy, unable to survive all that. Red buff stripped away, but Mike now grabbed by the Abduct. A kill here could certainly spell the end for this Hercules in the early game, but somehow Polar Bear Mike keeps up the tightrope walk, even turns around to come back in as Panda Cat has found a kill. Sam for Soccer now getting aggressive with a blink. Driving strike in for Polar Bear Mike. Do you think he's deterred, Gore? The answer is no. My man is still swinging here in the early. It looks like they're going to give it up. Instead, they're coming towards right for a blue buff invade. Final K, Mike all here. Even Sam for Soccer coming to join the show. And I don't think Obey Alliance have enough members here to contest it. The blue buff gets stolen. And with even Captain Twig rotating over, they're going to be able to do more than steal a buff. They'll claim the life of Ducky too.
And honestly, that Whirlpool, maybe you think, oh man, he misses, he didn't get the damage. He cut off the escape route. Ducky had nowhere to go. Now PBM's going to be able to find 2 to push.
Pushes 2 in, and Sino suddenly out of position. The Abduct is there from inbound to try and keep them alive, to be that life raft, but Ghost Gaming continue to start surging forward. Another 2-man push from Mike. It's actually disgusting at this point. Sam for Soccer gets the kill into inbound as well, and at this point, I just cannot imagine a world where it makes sense to give Mike this pick again.
I mean, he's starting to kind of tower over his own teammates with how aggressive and leveled up he is.
Inbound's dead again.
If he can get ahead over here, can maybe start shifting some of these team fights in favor for your team.
Another push-pull combination. His inbound still has not found his way to the ultimate, but Panda Cat does get stunned inside the Suns, uses the Bifrost to reposition, so it'll be up to Sam and Polar Bear Mike to complete the kill, and they're able to. That's now 4 deaths for inbound in the first 6.5 minutes of this game. He's been the recipient of all of this pressure from Ghost.
But controlling Ducky, it's just become, well, almost second nature. You keep down one of their win conditions, and now he can't even leave his tower.
Ducky does have the Scarab's Blessing on him. Abduct from inbound does keep Final K in the tower a bit longer, but the tower falls down. Inbound suddenly with no mana. Sino goes in with the Lord of the Afterlife. That catches Final K, but Mike pulls in 3 members for a 3-man boulder, walks up and punches Wolfie in the face for another kill. That's left Sino in the back to try and fight Sam. Captain Twig on his way as well, as Sam for Soccer gets his 5th kill in a row. And Twig looking to kill Ducky with the Kraken. It just barely wasn't enough damage, as Twig has to take 2 tower shots to do it. It is at least somewhat of a bright side that really all this deficit is kind of on inbound and between inbound and Polar Bear Mike. At this point in the game, there's a tremendous gold deficit that's starting to accrue as well, and this can make things worse. Ghost starting up the Gold Fury and daring Obey to come in. Inbound gets pushed in by the driving strike. There's the Suns from Wowie, and they do lock down Sam. Big answer back from Obey as they find the Fury as well. Sino looking for Twig. Can't quite lock him down, but this was desperately needed from the Chaos team to find some answer as Mike continues to look for more. He blinks in with the full driving strike. Got Sino a bit, but there wasn't any follow-up. This third item, health, movement speed, tree, and he's gone with the Witchblade this time to try and help out as Wolfie and he exchange blows in mid. Sino is going to have to say hello to the ultimate there from Panda Cat as they send him on a ride. When he comes back, there's Autos waiting, but Sino wants to join the fray that's happening up forward, and Mike took too much damage. Sino gets another kill, and suddenly Ghost starting to bite off more than they can chew. Panda Cat dies as well, and Obey gets some critical answers back with a 3-for-1. About how Obey's composition is going to interact with Ghosts throughout this mid-game. Ducky might not be a part of it, though, if he gets caught. Good call with the Fatal Strike to sort of switch in that last minute, but he still gets hit by the knock-up and some Volcanic Lightning, and Sam will continue to dive under the Tier 1 and find that kill. Tier 2, rather.
That is such a huge play because Sam recognizes I can hit the tower to get the splash cone damage on this last auto there, right? It's one of those moments that maybe Ducky's still running away otherwise. You're waiting for Sam to get some cooldowns just to chase him down. So I think big to be able to pick that up. Overall, the curve that I think you're hoping to ride as a Poseidon isn't going to be there anymore. That Kraken might not hit as hard as you expect right now.
It's definitely going to hurt his damage, but he likes it for some of the utility that it provides. Inbound has to use the ultimate on himself to get away from the Kraken. Abduct doesn't get him anything, and now Sino's trying to fight 3 people. Boulder from Mike does hit 2, pulls Wowie back out and gives room for Final K to operate as he takes down inbound. Wowie shows up to the fight, and he's too little too late. Mike gets another kill, swinging the big old club around and takes down a second member. And they want these last remaining 3. A blink from Sino gets him away from the prying eyes of Ghosts, but with that space created, with Obey pushed out, the Tier 1 tower taken, they can come right back towards the Oni Fury. Fire Giant has been aggroed. They got to get out of range of that at this point as Pyro is re-grabbed. Ghost able to secure it, and even though Obey were local, they really couldn't stop it. And Mike continues to look for pulls, continues to frontline with Final K there with him, and they can collapse onto Sino in the backline. He has been bullied to this point. Kraken really only lands on the inbound, and it's enough to complete the kill. So Sino sees his moment, looks for Panda Cat in the back, but a big crit gives him the double kill. He only has a little bit of crit percent, but it was enough. Now Ducky in trouble as he falls as well. Sam gets the credit, and suddenly the fight's swinging handily in Ghost's favor. A full-on deicide as they still got 3 members standing.
They have less going for them, whether it's attack speed or it's their ability to slow or even just their ability to fight and kill you down. It's so difficult to find that one-man pick they keep looking for.
4-man knockup from Fine OK as they continue their progression. Ducky's way in the back of the fight, but the boulder coming out from Polar Bear Mike was almost prescient, ends up hitting everybody and pumps out the damage. Fine OK gets rid of Wowie. Wolfie falls too, and without their damage dealers, the fight's starting now to look a bit more desperate. Sino in some trouble. His inbound has fallen. It's a double kill now for Fine OK as they pin Ducky up against the wall. He's slowed, and Sam for Soccer gets the deicide, and Gore, with everybody here, they're pushing down mid. They might be able to end it right now. 15 seconds before inbound is back up. And can they burn this mid Phoenix fast enough? The minions are here, so the backdoor protections are down, and I think that they can. They've even got the Kraken. Ghost Gaming in 20 minutes gonna seal this set up against Obey.
So it turns out, when you joke about Ghost Gaming's impossibly fast level of gameplay, sometimes it can come true and come back to actually prove you right. The fact that you have a full-on deicide at the end of that game and Kraken is still up either means Twig used that at the very beginning of the engagement, which we know he didn't, or he was able to hold on to it with a cool head the entire fight.